Okay, so we're done with the People's Court. So what do I think about the People's Court? Well, first thing I want to say about it is that they're kind of like spiders. You know, once you get stuck in their web and they get you in their control, they take complete control. You no longer have a voice in what's going to happen. Okay, if you think you're going to be in a real trial, you better think again, because there's no such real thing as a real trial here. This whole show isn't about the plaintiff and the defendant. It's about the judge. This is a show about the judge in the People's Court. The judge has reviewed the case and has pretty much decided what they're going to focus on for a complaint and what's going to be allowed to be presented as a defense. So basically you don't even get to present your defense, and the plaintiff doesn't get to really decide what they're going to make of their complaint. They don't get to even make the complaint. That's the first thing I want to say. It's all about the judge, the judge, the judge, the judge. Second thing I want to say, the judge takes a great deal of pleasure out of humiliating both the defendant and the plaintiff. In our case, we both were pretty well humiliated or talked down to. So expect that. You're not going to be given an opportunity to defend yourself. If the judge has something that she wants to embarrass you with, she's going to do it, and you won't be allowed. She'll start yelling at you to shut up or whatever. Third thing is, the decision was correct completely. She made the very correct decisions for the right reasons. That's no problem with the decision. But I did have a problem with the process. They told me that I would get a copy on my way out, but they just hustled me right out. They hustled me right in. They took you into this little room where you wait for your case, then you get your case heard, and then they hustle you right out. And the car's waiting for you just to take you back to the airport. Now, there was a long layover between the end of my case and my booked flight, and they had agreed previously to allow me to hang out in New York and then send the driver for me later. Well, that's not what happened. When the case was over, the driver was ready, and I said, well, that's not what they told me. And the woman at the desk said, well, I'm just the woman at the desk. And I said, well, where's the producer? And she said, oh, the producer's not here. And I said, can I talk to the producer? And she said, oh, no, she's downstairs in meetings. She's not going to be available. And I knew right there that, okay, that's not going to happen. They also set me up. They told me, I had brought with me some parts of the old trial, the trial we already had. I brought some of the audio transcription that the court, Multnomah County Court, provides you with a transcript in audio form. I took some of that and brought it with me to the court, including the judge's decision in that case. And the producers told me that, oh, you're going to be able to play that on TV, so we're going to give you your computer. So they gave me the computer, and I turned it on. And the judge goes, what's that? Who turned on the cell phone? And I went, well, no, that's my computer. And she says, what are you going to do with that computer? Oh, I know all about you, Mr. Margulies. I know about you. I know what you're going to do with that computer. So you turn that computer off right now, and I'll tell you when it can turn on. As a matter of fact, give me the computer. So that was a setup to make me look stupid, because they told me to turn it on when I got to the court. They said I was going to be able to use it. And then the judge embarrassed me for turning it on. Setup. And that's when I knew there wasn't going to be any sort of a real trial here, because they went to great pains to set that up so that it could embarrass me. So that's what I think. I think it's a big show. It's a Jerry Springer thing. It's not about, I think the judgments come out correct. I think they are founded on some law, but the way the judge gets to the judgments is a little bit questionable in the treatment of the participants in the People's Court. I think if you go to the People's Court, you better be ready to get abused, because I guarantee you, you will be. That's what that show prospers on, I guess, is the abuse of the participants. But the judgment came out right, and for the exact right reasons, for the reasons I would have made had I been allowed to present my case. I would have asked for that judgment. So as far as the decision of the People's Court judge, she's right on for all the right reasons. It's founded on law. She did research on the laws. She knows what she's talking about. A very good judge when it comes to law. But the theatrical part of the People's Court, watch out, because you're in for a surprise. If you go onto that show, we're not going to look good. Neither me nor Ellen are going to look good. And I'm okay with that because I'm used to making a fool out of myself anyway. But whoever goes on that court, be ready for the judge to go bonkers. Oh, by the way, that judge is a real fox. You know, I knew she was always attractive just from watching the show, but boy, she's even better in person. That's an attractive woman.